Hello Aquarius, and welcome to the Mother Tressa channel. For those that are already familiar with this space, you already know what to expect, so welcome back. I'm glad to be back. It's been a good week and a half since I've uploaded anything to this channel. So yeah, it's really good to be interacting with the energies again. But if you are new, then come on in. Definitely come in with an open mind and heart and hear whatever message you feel is pertaining to you at this time. And if you find that it does resonate, then do give me a thumbs up so that I can come into the suggested feed or recommended videos for other people to watch. Subscribe to this channel and comment in the comment section as well if you want me to know what's going on in your situation, or you just want to show appreciation and or support. I would greatly appreciate that. But come on in, Aquarius. Let me tell you about the transits. Right now the sun is in Gemini at 16 degrees. The moon is in Capricorn at 0 degrees. So the truest expression of that Capricorn energy is going to come through at this time. Mercury is in Cancer at 9 degrees, and Venus is in Gemini at 11 degrees. But for those that may not be familiar, the planet Venus is currently retrograde in Gemini. And so for a lot of you, this is going to be a period of revision as far as going back to past lovers and or experiences that you've had with crushes or flings in your past, and seeing what went well with those types of dynamics and where you could still do some work, where you may still need to find healing and or compassion and understanding for another person, because we are so unique by way in which we grow up and what we're conditioned to believe in, just by our peer groups and how they influence us to sometimes behave, even though we have sovereignty over our being, right? There are still certain situations and circumstances where we may do something that is out of character from us, which can then ruin a certain relationship. So that can be coming up at this time. Gemini energy can be trickster energy because the archetype is the twins for them. And so you can be feeling very hot and cold when it comes to certain dynamics, or just being very apprehensive when it comes to fully embracing and or cherishing certain love connections that can be coming in at this time, just because you're not centered and or rooted in how you may actually feel. So that is very normal, just to let you know, but it will be going on for the next month or two. So just brace yourself and take your time at the same time, but don't allow your own paranoia to stop you from still having certain experiences that can be very sweet and work in your favor. Okay, just move very smart and move at your own pace, right? But don't be afraid to move. So that's what is coming through as a message. Okay. All right, and then just as another little tidbit, just with all of these energies that are coming through, I got a channeled message, and what came through is that some of you guys are, this is so funny, you're gonna see why. Okay, I wrote this down on a sticky note. God is my witness. I wrote broadening horizons / perspectives when it comes to love, right? Which also comes through when you go, when you look back in hindsight and look at those past situations again, right? You can only get better because of what happened before, right? Unless you are just comfortable in chaos and you like repeating the same thing and always coming to a dead end when it comes to love and or partnership in general, right? It can also extend to platonic relationships that you have with people, or work relationships that you have with people. But anyway, I put broadening horizons / perspectives in love, looking at the complete and total package of a person, being open but realistic with feelings, as anyone is capable of anything. And so I'm going to show you what came out, but you guys, if before you used to be just very naive and just really gullible when it came to love, and just being more fanatical about the way that you saw a love story playing out, now you're understanding that, like, we are dual in nature. So we have just as much good in us as we do evil. And so you have to look with grace, but like you have to look at other people in the same way that you see yourself. Like if you know that there are certain times when you don't have enough self-control or discipline to trust yourself, then it's the same thing with another person. At any point in time, they can slip up and or fail or make a mistake, be it justifiable or otherwise. And so you're no longer coming into it with the same perception before, as far as having that Hollywood outlook and whatever is portrayed in like movies and media with love, and how it's always just so blissful and fun, you know, and exciting. You're more realistic now, because anybody's capable of anything, even though on the outside, with that sun being in Gemini at 16 degrees, which is a Cancerian degree, even though on the outside a person can seem very wholesome and trustworthy, you know. And at this time, I also feel like with Mercury being in Cancer at 9 degrees and that moon being at 0 degrees in the sign of Capricorn, those two are going to be playing off of each other. And it can go either way, right? Just depending on who I'm speaking to specifically. But for some of you guys, this is the perfect time for you to really express how you truly feel about someone, but it's not going to come off as, what's that word that I'm looking for? How do I want to say that? It's not going to be like cringeworthy, because you know how like sometimes when people express their feelings, it can be like too mushy, you know. With the moon being in Capricorn, and Capricorn is an earth sign, it's very practical, like your emotions. You are very rational with the way that you process and cope with whatever could be coming up at this time, or just given the opportunity to be able to articulate how you feel about somebody that is in your life right now. You're really going to be able to tell them exactly how you feel. And there's going to be like that romantic, sweet element, but there's also going to be like that quirkiness to it too. But at the same time, it's not going to be too much to where you're like turned off by what's being said. Hopefully I'm explaining that well, but let me show you what came out. You guys have the Two of Cups, followed by the Page of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man with the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Coins. So literally, this is the message for you guys, because everything that I said from the start of this video up to this point is really being shown through these cards right here, as far as needing to broaden your horizons, or just seeing a person completely and truly for who they are, and also accepting them for who they are, and or what you see, and or what you may come to know, because this can be what somebody is telling you about somebody else in your life, right? Maybe you've asked about a friend or family member's opinion of somebody that you like. Say you show them a picture of the person of interest, whoever you have a crush on. If you're dealing with somebody, I am getting that you are dealing with somebody that's younger than you. Just as long as you're not dealing with a minor, okay? That gets weird and that's illegal. But it's like you're telling them potentially things, facts that you've learned about this individual, and you're just waiting to hear the feedback. And it's like you're going to take into consideration whatever it is that you hear, even though there is a part of you that already has a biased opinion, you know, like your mind is already made up a little bit about the progression of the situation and where you intend to take it. But at the end of the day, you still appreciate what it is these people may have to say. Or you can be hearing through the grapevine rumors and lies that may have been spread about you, that you're hearing either from somebody that you are romantically connected to, or like through friends, or somebody at work that you are pretty close with, you know. I feel like you guys could share like a cubicle or something like that. You may come to find out that a mutual friend has been like just, you know, gossiping, spreading white lies, or just trying to be messy. And so you're going to be suspicious, and I just feel like you're going to wait to confront this person, because this Ace of Coins can also be confrontation energy. But again, a practical sense, with the moon being in Capricorn at 0 degrees, right? This is Genesis. This is from ground zero, okay? You're going to wait until you have all of the facts and you hear all sides to the story that could possibly be out there. If there are other people that may have heard things from this same person, you're going to wait until you have accumulated it all before you present it to this other person, confront them, just to see what their intention was, why they would want to bring trouble or chaos or instigate uncomfortable or awkward situations in your workplace environment, or amongst friends, if this is something that's happening within a friend group or your familial group, and or again, somebody that you have interest in. If there was somebody else that may have liked your partner and or vice versa, they could have been trying to say things to try to deter you away. But Aquarius, you guys are very strong-willed individuals. You're not easily influenced, basically. And so that could only have done so much. But I feel like at this time, the truth about what has been happening is coming out. So for some of you guys, this is the end of a certain relationship, or you just know now that you have to be more strategic and or calculated when dealing with that individual, and or create some sort or sense of distance between you and that person, just so that they can't continue to take things that you share in your states of vulnerability, and using that against you, or again, vice versa here. But when it comes to just being able to talk to somebody that you like and or that you have interest in, it's going to be very straightforward. There we go. You're not going to really be beating around the bush. It's going to be very direct speech, but also a little playful. Like there's comedic humor. Is that what it's called? Comedic relief in what is being said with this Page of Wands energy, right? With Mercury being at that 9th degree, which is a Sagittarian degree, fire energy. So it's going to be lighthearted and playful, but not to the point where it could be misinterpreted as somebody not being able to take you seriously. But it's going to be easily digestible at the end of the day, because they'll know like, oh, okay, like this is how this person feels, and it creates space for that other person to be able to say the same thing. Whoever you're connected with or connecting to, there's mutual interest there, mutual feelings there. You both like each other about the same. So if you are stressing yourself out in any way with the conversation that will be coming up, if it hasn't already happened, then there's nothing to stress or fret about. They feel the same way. Again, it's just, if you decide not to take on this opportunity, you will look back on it and regret that you never said anything at all. So don't be that person that's going to live in that coulda, woulda, shoulda energy, because I'm not seeing that you're going to be rejected. Now, if this isn't romantic and this is just you wanting to go out and broaden your horizons with networking with people, then there are some solid friendships that could get off of the ground. And so if you are so used to being labeled as somebody that is a little bit more socially awkward and or detached, I feel like at this time you're going to be leading more so with an extroverted, lighthearted, playful energy, which allows for you to lay your defenses down and for other people to really get to see your true essence, and to want to gravitate towards you. And that's a way for you to be able to make friends. If you feel like you come from, or you've been in a state where you have been more so isolated or more so of that loner. I feel like the tides are changing in that way for you guys. But that's what's coming through. So if this reading resonated, definitely give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. Subscribe if you haven't, and book with me should you need a personal private session. But if I don't hear from you, then please just take care of yourself and soul until you see me again. Ciao.